Tonight on Cougar News, parents can now volunteer their teenagers to get drug tested. Find out how the system may affect local junior high and high school students.
Plus, the end of the semester brings a pile of unwanted textbooks, but one local shop aims to give you the best buybacks for your books.
And the Christmas season is a time for giving an extra hand to those in need. But some COC faculty, joined by local trainers, are lending their muscles to give back. Cougar News starts now.
This is Cougar News.
Smile, Johnny, smile. Hello, and welcome to Cougar News. I'm Jacob Johnson.
And I'm Jacqueline Sepulveda. Here's the latest from the Cougar Newsroom. The Hart School District is now offering voluntary drug tests for all junior high and high school students. Gabriel Regalado has a story for those parents who are interested in taking advantage of these services.
As a parent, have you ever stressed about your child trying alcohol or drugs when they are at school? Now there's a new program to help parents out called Cougar, which stands for
Cougar, and that's a comprehensive alcohol and drug reduction and education program.
Kathy Hunter, the coordinator of student services for William S. Hart School District, sheds some light on this new program.
We fund a lab, which is MedTalks Laboratories. They're our partners with it, and they administer all of the drug tests and handle everything for it. It's totally, completely voluntary, and so we just put the application form out to all of our schools for them to give out freely to parents and to students. If a parent and student want to take advantage of it, they fill out the form and they actually send it to MedTalks directly. So the schools are not involved in it because it will never become a disciplinary issue, and it never will become a there's strict confidentiality. All we do is provide kind of the vehicle to allow this program to happen.
And so what do parents think about this new program? I sit down with Mark Madero, an SCV parent and a police officer, to get his opinion.
Well, in my personal opinion, I think it's a great idea. And they reach a certain age, especially as a teenager, where they become vulnerable to those things. And even as a law enforcement officer, I know the issues and the concerns with drugs being introduced to young people, because they'll start off with experimentation, and eventually that experimentation will lead to social use. And even social use will eventually lead to addiction. And that's where the real concern lies. And more problems can start to occur even after that. So
parents want to see their children succeed in class. School officials say that the Cougar program will motivate them into doing so. This is Gabriel Regalado reporting for Cougar News.
It's not every day you get a chance to meet a true American hero. But if you're lucky enough to live in the SCV, home to many veterans, you could meet Steve Stillings, a retired EOD officer for the Air Force who has dedicated his life to serving his country.
I spent 23 years, 360 days as a United States Air Force member. While in the Air Force, I was an explosive ordnance disposal technician. A lot of people don't know what that is, but if you saw the movie Hurt Locker, or you know of your local civilian bomb squad, that's what I did.
Have it in the trunk.
Interesting. As if his past occupation couldn't get any more patriotic, I came to learn that not only did he serve and protect citizens, but also the President of the United States.
Working with the United States President was I would say probably a highlight, one of the highlights of my career. I worked with a couple of them. I would have to say the friendliest and nicest people to work for were the Bush family, both presidents, senior and junior, their wives, kids, and everything. I would have to say the song that I think, to me, when I think about America and not some club music and all that, or the radio, is God Bless America. When you hear that, good old baseball game, they always sing it. Why? Listen to the song, it means a lot. Because yes, why did I fight for 24 years in the military? Was because of America. I believe in it. That's what I did. That's what I'm here for.
Now we turn it over to Brianna Ruffalo with breaking news.
What's the latest in the SCV, Brianna?
Thanks, guys. The city of Santa Clarita has a new mayor, and he's a familiar face.
Bob Keller was sworn in for a third term last night at City Hall. Keller was first elected to the office in 2004 and then again in 2008. Keller promises in his third term to push, quote, quality of life issues, including public safety, parks and recreation services, and other public amenities. The City Council also voted unanimously to give final approval to a controversial development project in Placerita Canyon. The plan calls for a 2-acre lot to be split so a second home can be built where a barn now stands. The original application was initially turned down in September. The applicant then committed suicide. Curtis Harrell's father, Michael, appealed to the council to overturn the decision. He now says the project is a tribute to his son. And finally, if you haven't noticed today's date, you should. 12-12-12 is here. Assuming the Mayan prediction of the world's end in 9 days doesn't come true, we won't see such a symmetrical number until January 1st, 3001. That's just around the corner, right? Get the news as it happens by visiting cougarnews.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook by searching for COC Cougar News. I'm Brianna Ruffalo. Back to you, Jacob.
Former COC Board of Trustee member Scott Wilk is off to new challenges in the State Assembly in Sacramento. So that means changes for the current board. Last Wednesday, the body elected a new troop of officers for the 2013 calendar year. The change in positions was necessary after Wilk resigned in November when he won the 38th Assembly District seat. The board has also published their 20 meeting dates for 2013 and will attempt to schedule joint meetings with the Associated Student Government, William S. Hart School District, Santa Clarita City Council, and the COC Foundation Board of Directors.
A new milestone has been recorded in the U.S. history books. The final campaign total for the 2012 election is in, and the results from the Federal Election Commission show that presidential candidates spent over $2 billion when combined. Federal finance reports show a last-minute surge of money from mega donors and a cascade of spending by the Obama and Romney campaigns. And their super political action committees push each campaign to spend just over the $1 billion mark. The recent election was the most expensive in American political history.
If you're reelected, we'll get to $1 trillion.
The national unemployment rate is hovering around 8%, and with many Americans still struggling, finding a job can be difficult. But as Blake Rossi tells us, one Santa Clarita resident is finding a way to not just be a statistic.
Due to today's economical crisis, many people are finding themselves without money and in financial trouble. Although instead of crumbling under all these problems, some local Santa Clarita residents have taken matters into their own hands. One of these people is Castaic resident Lana Rossi. Lana says her and her family have been struggling with money for a numerous amount of years now, and she's been juggling small side jobs to help stay afloat.
Prior to the 3 companies, home-based companies I work for, I sold through a jewelry company that does home parties, but it was a bigger company where you go into a stock room, you buy supplies from them, and then you do home parties and sell their jewelry.
Now Lana has begun to start her own business selling jewelry, cell phone covers, purses, and other popular merchandise. As you can see here, her main theme she is going with is bling. The business, Lana says, was originally just a few items being sold out of her home, but it has now expanded to much larger inventory, and she now attends boutiques all over the Santa Clarita Valley. As Lana's inventory grows, so does her profits. She has a supplier that she would not disclose to me for business reasons, where she gets her products for a cheap wholesale price and turns them around for up to a 400% price increase. Even though such an increase, her prices are actually very low and reasonable. With the business being fairly easy to maintain and being very profitable, Lana expects it to be a great help for her and her family in the future. Once again, this is Blake Rossi with your SCV Spotlight.
'Tis the season for charity, and by giving just a little, you can give a whole lot to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. I took a look at how a local bookstore and a bowling alley have teamed up to raise some money for those in need. Taylor Kellstrom, manager of local business, the Santa Clarita Book Exchange, will bring his charity to Valencia Lanes for his first fundraiser event.
The Bowling for Kids event will be held December 9th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Valencia Lanes. 100% of the proceeds will be going to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. It's $15 for 2 hours of unlimited bowling. We're going to have a silent auction.
Since 2009, the SCV Book Exchange has provided college students with the opportunity to save money on their textbooks.
The SCV Book Exchange basically is an off-campus textbook store for COC students. We buy and sell used college textbooks. you're done with your textbook, you can bring it in and you can sell it to us, and we offer you straight cash for it.
Kellstrom tells us why he wanted to give back to such charity.
When I was 9 years old, I crashed riding my dirt bike, and I was airlifted to the hospital there, and they basically, saved my life. I really think that most businesses out here in Santa Clarita should look into doing, events and things like this, just to give back to our community. So, I think it would be great to see, other local businesses working together, just to make our great town an even greater place.
Bowling for Kids will take place on December 9th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Valencia Lanes. Reporting for Cougar News, I'm Jacqueline Sepulveda.
Still to come on Cougar News, it's time to buy that Christmas tree, but do you know what to look for?
Plus, take a look into the life of a successful local Hollywood screenwriter. Stay tuned.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour
Lights there, darts there.
to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Hi, I'm Deanna D'Addario and I major in Sound Arts at COC.
Me llamo Carlos Revelo, estudio periodismo en COC.
Sunana Mustapha Baffa, ina karatun engineering a nan makarantar COC.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 조상문이고 COC에서 필름을 공부하고 있습니다. 감사합니다.
Je m'appelle Roland, ma majeure est en soudure et j'étudie à COC.
Hey, Sunny, I'm so glad you could make it.
Thanks for inviting me.
You should try to hit it. Are you leaving? Are you gonna drive? Are you sure?
Yeah, you got.
Getting in shape isn't just about building muscle for some. COC faculty, in partnership with local trainers, sought a goal of building a pile of donated toys by pumping iron. Tigran Motorosian was there as the sweat dripped for charity.
One, lift up and begin.
The second annual toy drive at COC was surely a success. Volunteers came down and signed up to help underprivileged kids this Christmas, but it wouldn't come without an intense workout regime.
It's a great event. I mean, we're giving away toys to kids, and at the same time, everybody's working out and improving their health. And there's a great involvement, learning new things. I mean, T-Rex is coming out. That's awesome. You got, Results Fitness, everybody coming together.
Well, the event was a great opportunity for volunteers to benefit those in need and benefit themselves.
Yeah, we're here from T-Rex in San Francisco to support Coach Dose as he does his annual workout raising toys for kids for Christmas. So really excited to be driving down here from San Francisco to support what he's doing here with all of the kids. It's awesome.
Awesome it may be, but was everyone ready for what these trainers had in store for them?
I think they came ready, ready to rock. I think it's going to be pretty intense. I wasn't here last year, but I heard from everybody that's been coming up to the event so far that it is going to be intense. They're sitting there doing their stretches, and they're starting to warm up a little bit before the warm-up. So that's always a sign that it's going to be pretty intense.
Most of the stuff is going to be probably full body, so you're going to get, they'll do stuff for their back, legs, core, just other things just to get your heart rate going, like with the ropes. So it's, it's a full body workout.
Well, let me tell you, this is not what I expected coming into this event. These people are being pushed extremely hard, and the workouts are very intense. Before the cause, they're pushing right back. For Cougar News, I'm Tegan Marderosa.
Oh Christmas tree, but which is the best to buy? Brianna Ruffalo tells us what you should look for when purchasing that holiday evergreen.
It's that time of year again where people in Santa Clarita are rushing around to find the perfect Christmas tree. And what better place to find one than in COC's very own parking lot at Bennett's Best. The lot has some of the best fir styles from the Common Noble, Silvertip Noble, Nordman, Greg Fir, Doug Fir, and Grand Fir. With so many to choose from, Bennett's Best manager Norm Whitla made it easy and narrowed it down to one simple choice.
Noble is by far the most popular tree. It loses its needles very slowly. It's fairly resistant to bugs. It has a nice shape. It has stiff branches that you can hang things on nicely.
Nobles also happen to be the most expensive tree, not because of their popularity, but because of how they're grown. It's not an easy process to get a Noble at its best. These trees are sheared, fertilized, and bug sprayed every year. The Green Thumb's rule to keeping a long-lasting tree is watering it the moment you get home and keeping that bowl filled with water daily.
Like a Noble, they last very well. A Noble bought now should last well into January. A Noble, if you keep water in that bowl.
Price ranges depending on the size, but small trees can be bought for as little as $20, and the common 6-footer starts at only $54. With such a great buy for the holiday season, Bennett's Best prices are guaranteed to put you in the Christmas spirit. And once you've chosen your tree, make sure Kurt Strite helps you out with the rest. His holiday cheer is contagious.
I love working here because it puts me in the Christmas spirit and I get to listen to great music.
Once again, I'm Brianna Ruffalo for Cougar News. Back to you in the studio.
What's it like to work in the business of movie making? Moshe Mylon got the chance to sit down with COC's very own Hollywood screenwriter Ron Mita to find out. Here's more.
We get the call to match up with the worst of the worst.
I will give $100 million to whoever gets me out of here.
He had an opportunity to go into TriStar Pictures at the time. It's Sony Pictures now. And they were going to take an old TV show called SWAT, take that series and make it into a feature film. We pitched the idea to them, they loved it, and then they passed on us, which happens in Hollywood. But about a month later, they came back to us and said, we love that idea, we want to go forward.
Ron Mita is a successful screenwriter. His passion for writing and his creativity and storytelling are the key elements that drive him.
The key for anyone getting into business is two things. One, you need to read. Two, you need to write. I was able to create these great worlds and these great adventures. It's one thing in filmmaking. I could try to make that story come to life on screen, but on paper, I could go anywhere. I could make anything. I mean, I was writing stories that really weren't even filmable at the time. Now with CGI, a lot of the ideas I had, when I first started out, we can certainly make as a feature film, but it really gives you an opportunity to explore your wildest imagination.
His teaching style gives his students valuable insight from his industry experience, which gives them real-world knowledge to hit the ground running.
One of the most significant things about his class was that he was able to, teach you the concepts of screenwriting, but it was also supplemented by his own industry experience. So what you were learning wasn't just something from a book.
The development and growth he sees in his students is rewarded by their ability to go on to the next level. He takes great pride in their successes.
Teaching has given me the opportunity to see the same people week after week, work with them on their stories, watch them grow. It really gives me a great sense of reward. We've had a couple of students go on to USC and UCLA, Chapman. We've seen a lot of our kids move on to four-year programs, good four-year programs.
As one of his students myself, I can surely tell you that Ron Mita knows his business. This is Moshe Milan for Cougar News.
Joining us in studio with the latest in entertainment is Angelo Gapiga.
What's going on in the world of entertainment, Angelo?
Hey guys, Jacob, Jacqueline, you guys look great. The medium of music can be a creative outlet and passionate future for few. I had the privilege to check out Pascual Fuentes, a local hip-hop artist here in Santa Clarita, one-on-one. With the genre of hip-hop growing now more than ever, more artists are finding ways to become more creative and more unique. Meet Daniel Jodeci Reyes, more commonly known as Pascual Fuentes.
I like the idea of just like going by a whole different name, not like some kind of like nickname thing, but just an actual name. And I wanted something that sounded Mexican, honestly.
Pascual Fuentes is only 19 years old. He's a current student at Cal Arts and has been living in the Santa Clarita Valley for 5 years now.
I come from a background of a lot of like progressive experimental music, I guess. I'd say if I had to describe my type of music, I would say it's like a blend between like hip hop and like UK, just like the way I use my vocal samples.
Both of these are MIDI controllers. Both make melodies, both make beats. But for Pascual Fuentes, these machines create endless possibilities for his music.
It's like I can select the melody and that would apply any of the effects that I want on it. Weaver thing, grain, flange EQ, redux, stuff. My trigger clips on this black thing, and these are samples that I play live with my stuff. Well, my major goal musically, like performance-wise, is to start like a full-on electronic, like hip-hop-esque, I guess, dance, like housey kind of band. I say people who don't listen to this type of music, you should definitely like check it out. You should pick up Bombs, Pascual Fuentes. There's a lot of really good underground producers like producing music right now.
For more information, check out DanielJReyes.com. Reporting live for Cougar News, I'm Angelo Gapiga. You know, I asked Pascual Fuentes if there was any influence Los Angeles brought to hip-hop. He said simply, it's just what the culture brings. Pascual Fuentes' EP, Bombs, is now available for download. Now we move on to the COC Hip Hop Dance Club as they thrive to continue the love of dance. Our very own Jessica Brenneman got a fresh look into their world of dance.
COC's Hip Hop Club was started last semester by Danielle Moore. She started the club because she wanted to share her love for dance and fill up her free time. I recently had the chance to interview Courtney Robbins, a new and current member in the club.
I joined Hip Hop Team because I used to dance in high school and it was a way for me to dance again. Hip Hop Club's a close team because we do various bonding exercises to help us get to know each other and be comfortable with each other. Every performance, we all get together in a circle and we all say motivating stuff, what to do, what not to do, and we get each other excited for the performance. Hip Hop Team practices 2 times a day on Tuesdays and Thursdays for 4 hours or more. I dance because I've been dancing since I was 2 and it's always been a way to help me express myself.
Danielle and the other board members work together to choreograph dances for the team to perform. The club has participated in performing in multiple places around the Santa Clarita Valley. I recently had the opportunity to watch the team perform at a cancer benefit where they demonstrated superior skills and joy on stage.
Are you willing to sacrifice
For anyone interested in joining the COC Hip Hop Club, they will be having auditions next spring. This is Jessica Brenneman with Cougar News.
Thanks, Jessica. Those dance moves were great. Box office numbers are out, and the new king of the box office was 007 Skyfall, making another $11 million this weekend. DreamWorks' Rise of the Guardians moved up to number 2, with Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 now in the 3rd spot. Well, that's a wrap for me, and that's a wrap for entertainment. I'm Angelo Gapiga. Back to you, Jacob.
The Santa Clarita Valley is a Hollywood hotbed. You may have recognized the Backwoods Inn as a backdrop for Sons of Anarchy or Showtime's hit series Weeds using COC. But the SCV also has its very own TV station. James Frank introduces us to a once small public access outlet that is now becoming a major player.
Anyone living here in the Santa Clarita Valley has probably driven past 14th Street Railroad, but never realized that there's a full-fledged TV studio right behind it.
SCV TV's been around in one form or another since the late 80s, and then in 95, SCV TV occupied this building here on 14th Street in Newhall, and it was run by the cable company, and then on January 1st of 2009, we took it over as a nonprofit. Our primary purpose is to provide video production and other multimedia services to the public. The City of Santa Clarita, College of the Canyons, the Hart School District, and the 4 elementary school districts here in town. Channel 20 is just one place where SCV TV programming runs, and that's Channel 20 on the Time Warner cable system. But it also runs on the AT&T Uverse system on Channel 99. We stream the channel live on scvtv.com, and we run our programming in lots of other places as well.
SCV TV not only has involvement with local schools, but also local sports.
When I first came to California, I came as a scriptwriter, and so I wrote sitcoms in the 90s, and you do a lot of study and you learn the craft with whatever you do. Sports is pure drama, and that's what makes it so exciting. You have two elements that want the same thing. You have two teams that want to win, and so it's very dramatic how that plays out. And that's the thing that I love about it.
I myself had the pleasure of working here at SCV TV on a camera just like this, filming the debate between Scott Wilk and Ed Headington. I really enjoyed myself and look forward to volunteering again. With Cougar News, I'm James Frank.
If you can't get SCV TV or simply want to see any past shows, you can check out the website at scvtv.com. Still to come on Cougar News, we take a look at how COC's women's basketball team is preparing for another state conference championship.
And we'll show you what 10 tons of snow in Santa Clarita looks like. More after the break.
Art is life. Art is love. Art is patience.
It's the first time I've ever seen the same letter grade across all your classes.
Get out! Let's break. You can't shoot me. Walk right here. You're back to facing. Nobody wants to beat it.
Vincenzo's Newhall offers the best value and great tasting pizza for all of the Santa Clarita Valley. From the freshest toppings and savory sauce to expertly hand-tossed pies, Vincenzo's Newhall offers terrific service, ice-cold drinks, fresh salads, and of course, great-tasting handmade pizza. Vincenzo's features Friday night karaoke. Saturday night, it's live bluegrass featuring the Grateful Dudes, and Sunday, the only live local rock and roll. Vincenzo's Newhall invites you to dine in or try their takeout, or let us come to you with our rapid and friendly home delivery. Vincenzo's Newhall, inch for inch, the best pizza in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Some Santa Clarita residents wanted to burn off those Turkey Day calories before the Christmas season. Brian Kim was there as the runners crossed the finish line during this year's Turkey Trot.
The Turkey Trot, an annual tradition taking place here at COC. The Turkey Trot is a 3-mile cross-country course beginning here on the baseball field, winding through the oak-studded hills overlooking the Santa Clarita Valley and finishing in Cougar Stadium. Lindy Kane, the head of the College of the Canyons track and field team, first started the annual Turkey Trot 4 years ago.
This is the 4th annual Turkey Trot. The Turkey Trot is a fundraising event for our cross-country team here at COC, and also we support brain cancer research.
Assistant coach Devine Howard helps Coach Kane facilitate the Turkey Trot. She tells us a little bit about how it all started.
She put this together 4 years ago when her mom was going through, had a brain tumor, so she decided to do something in regards to brain tumor research and things like that. And so we put this on, we've been putting it on for the last 4 years.
Jerry Granadas, a student athlete from Valley College, finished ahead of all racers.
That feels great. I thought I had it, so let's kick the last 200. So nobody was too close behind me, so I did what I could, and I won. Well, one of my friends told me there was going to be a 5K race here in COC, so I just decided to join in and have fun.
If you're interested in joining the Turkey Trot next year, make sure you contact Lindy Kane for more information. This is Brian Kim reporting live for Cougar News.
Now it's time for sports with Yvette Sanchez.
What's going on with the COC women's basketball team, Yvette?
Dribble it, pass it, we need a basket. Our very own COC women's basketball team is preparing themselves this year for another state conference championships. With the positive attitude and amazing players, there's no doubt they'll make it all the way this season. COC women's basketball is underway and preparing themselves for another state conference championship. With positive expectations and exceptional talent, the team has faith in their solo performance, but most importantly, their team performance. Freshman player Sean Kalani says that coming from Taft High School was difficult for herself and other freshmen coming in from high schools all around the area. But with the team's attitude, they were welcomed with open arms. As for herself and the team,
out of myself is just to go as hard as I can every day. For the team, it's nothing less than a championship.
The COC women's basketball team has a great running game, which definitely puts them above the rest. Along with great running comes the great athleticism. With the ability seen here on the court, there is no doubt or question about it that this year, the women's basketball team for COC will be playing again for the state conference championships, hopefully bringing us home another win. Coach Greg Herrick has always had where the state conference championships will be on display throughout the year, giving the women's team a push in the right direction.
Well, every year we write on the board the location of the state championship game, because that's our expectation, is to play for the state championship every year. And if we don't, at least it's a lofty goal. And along the way, we may have created some havoc for our opponents. We're confident every time we step on the floor that we can win every game.
It's obvious that for COC women's basketball team, there is truly no I in team. With hard work and dedication, these girls will be able to accomplish their team goals and make COC a proud school. We wish you all the best, ladies. Go Cougars. Looking good, ladies. Now to hockey. It seems that there is no end in sight for the NHL lockout, but that doesn't mean you can't get great hockey here in Santa Clarita. Tommy Payne gives us a story.
There's non-NHL
Hockey League at the moment. We moved to the Western States Hockey League. I got to sit down with assistant captain Austin Ehrlich.
Born and raised right here in Santa Clarita, California. I started playing hockey when I was about 5 years old. My dad put some skates on me and fell in love with the game ever since. You know, I'm a small guy, but I can put it in the corners and I can dig it out. I obviously want to progress and get to a higher level of hockey, maybe play D1 college. But obviously I'd love to win the Thorn Cup. The Thorn Cup is the Stanley Cup of the WSHL. It'd be a dream to win it.
The Flyers will be taking on the Idaho Steelheads this past Wednesday night. The Flyers are ranked second in the Western States with a 9-5 record, while the Idaho Steelheads are ranked first with a 16-1 record. Austin had 1 goal and 1 assist on Wednesday night, the 7-3 loss against the Idaho Steelheads.
The SCV Snowfest took place at the Santa Clarita Valley YMCA on December 1st.
The Valencia Flyers home season is over, but the team has several more road games, including a big all-star tournament in Las Vegas later this month. That does it for sports. Back to you, Jacob.
Christmas is just around the corner, and what could be better than playing in the snow with the convenience of still being in the Santa Clarita Valley? Here's more with Gino Hernandez.
The SCV Snowfest took place at the Santa Clarita Valley YMCA on December 1st. A wide variety of activities for the whole family took place that set the mood for the holiday season. These included playing and sledding in 5 tons of snow, arts and crafts, hot cocoa along with other refreshments, and taking pictures with Santa. There was also an assortment of games and prizes as well.
I'm Charlene Dusick. I'm the membership director at Santa Clarita Valley YMCA, and we are having Snowfest here today in December. A little under the weather and rain, but we do it for families in our community. Part of what the YMCA does, we do a lot of service to our community and try to provide a family opportunity to come together and have a good time. We have crafts here. We have snow here. We brought in 10 tons of snow. We even have Santa in the background. I'm helping out Santa a little bit. And we've got a whole slew of families that are in here that are some of our members and also, obviously our community members. And they're having a grand old time.
From arts and crafts to playing in the snow, the SCV Snowfest has it all.
This is our 3rd year of Snowfest that we've brought in snow in the backyard. We keep supplementing it every year and making it bigger and better. Last year we had 5 tons. This year we have 10 tons. And it's turned out great. As you can see, we have people sledding in the background and all the little babies are experiencing snow for the first time. So it's turning out to be a great event.
The Santa Clarita Valley YMCA has much more to it than sports and exercising, as many people saw for themselves at the Snowfest. Visit your local Santa Clarita YMCA for more fun activities or to get some exercise. For Cougar News, I'm Gino Hernandez.
That does it for this edition of Cougar News. I'm Jacqueline Sepulveda. Remember, you can catch us on the web at cougarnews.com.
And I'm Jacob Johnson. You can also send us tips and story ideas for Cougar News at canyons.edu. Happy holidays, everyone, and we will see you next semester. Good night.